a story titled The Hidden Spring, a Brave Village Adventure. This is a story about courage, love, and the kind of adventure that changes a heart. Below the hills sat a small village named Riverbend. It was a simple place. Clay houses with red roofs, smoke rising gently from cooking fires, children running barefoot, old people sitting under the big mango tree, telling stories of the past. In this village lived a young man named Arjun. He was not a boy anymore. He worked in the fields, carried heavy sacks of grain, and helped repair broken fences. His hands were rough, but his heart was soft. Arjun dreamed of something more. Not riches, not fame. He dreamed of doing something, brave something that would make his parents proud and bring hope to his village. One summer, the river began to dry. The same river that gave them fish. The same river that watered their crops. The same river where children laughed and splashed in the evening sun. The elders were worried. Without water, the crops would fail. Without crops, there would be hunger. From high above, I, the eagle, watched their fear spread like shadow over sunlight. One night, the village gathered under the mango tree. The oldest elder spoke with a tired voice. "There is a spring in the mountains," he said. "Long ago, our ancestors used it when the river failed. But the path is dangerous. No one has walked it in many years." Silence filled the air. Danger meant wild forests, steep cliffs, uncertain paths. Arjun felt his heart beat fast. This was the moment he had waited for. "I will go," he said. His mother's eyes filled with tears. His father looked at him with pride and fear mixed together. "You are brave," his father said softly, "but bravery must walk with wisdom." The next morning, before the sun rose, Arjun packed simple food, a rope and a small knife. The whole village came to see him off, and I, the eagle, followed from the sky. The forest was thick. The trees stood tall like silent guards. Strange sounds echoed between them. Arjun walked carefully, remembering the elders' words. Follow the old stone markers. Hours passed. Sweat covered his face. Doubt began to whisper in his mind. What if I fail? The wind moved through the leaves, and I flew lower, watching him closely. He was afraid, yes, but he kept walking. By midday, he reached the first great challenge, a broken wooden bridge over a deep ravine. The river far below was thin, almost gone. The bridge looked weak. One wrong step could mean death. Arjun closed his eyes. He remembered his mother's cooking, his father's steady voice, the children playing near the dry river. "This is not just for me," he whispered. Slowly, carefully, he stepped onto the bridge. The wood creaked. A plank cracked. His heart pounded like thunder. Halfway across, the rope railing snapped. For one terrifying second, he slipped, but he grabbed a hanging vine, pulling himself up with all his strength. His hands burned, his arms shook. Yet he did not let go. With one final push, he reached the other side, from above. I let out a sharp cry, not of warning, but of respect. He did not stop. He rested only briefly, drinking the last of his water. As evening came, he reached the mountains. The air grew cold. The path became steep and rocky. Clouds gathered. A storm was coming. Rain began to fall. The rocks turned slippery. Thunder roared across the sky. Arjun found a small cave to shelter in. Inside, he sat alone in the darkness. This was the hardest moment, not the bridge, not the forest, but the silence. Alone with his thoughts, fear tried again to take control. What if the spring is gone too? What if I cannot carry enough water back? What if I am not strong enough? Tears mixed with rain on his face, but then he remembered something the village teacher once said. Strength is not the absence of fear. It is walking forward even when fear walks beside you. He took a deep breath. I will continue, he said to himself. The storm passed by morning. The sky was clear, bright blue like hope itself. Arjun climbed higher. His legs ached. His feet were sore. But then he heard something, a faint sound, water. He followed it around a large rock, pushing aside thick bushes, and there it was. A clear spring flowing from the mountain's heart, fresh, cold, alive. Arjun fell to his knees, laughing with joy. He cupped the water in his hands and drank deeply. It was real, but his work was not finished. He studied the land carefully. The spring flowed down into a small stream, but rocks blocked its path toward the village valley. An idea formed in his mind. Using his rope and knife, and with hours of hard work, he began moving smaller stones. He could not move the largest ones, but he changed the direction of the flow little by little. He worked until his muscles screamed. I watched him from a tall pine tree. This was not fast bravery. This was patient bravery. The kind that builds, not destroys, by sunset. The stream began to trickle down a new path toward riverbend. It would take time, but the water was moving. Exhausted, Arjun began the journey home 2 days later. When he walked into the village, he was dirty, tired, and thinner. But his eyes shone with light. The villagers rushed toward him. "Did you find it?" He smiled. "Yes." The next morning, something beautiful happened. A small stream began to flow again near the edge of the village. Children shouted with joy. Farmers ran to their fields. The elders stood quietly, tears in their eyes. The water was not strong yet, but it was life. Arjun did not speak loudly. He did not boast. He simply stood beside his parents. His father placed a hand on his shoulder. "You left as a young man," he said. "You returned as a leader." Quotes from high above. I circled once more. The village did not just gain water. It gained belief that one person, with courage and love, can change the future of many. And so I tell you this story. As the wind carries my voice over hills and rivers, adventure is not only in faraway lands. It is in protecting your home. It is in serving your people. It is in facing fear and walking forward anyway. Arjun still lives in Riverbend. The river flows again, stronger each season. Children now hear the story of the young man who climbed the mountain. And sometimes, when they look up and see me flying high above, they smile because they know I was there. I saw it all. And I will carry this story on my wings forever.